In this video, we will learn how to graph functions in the form of an absolute value like number 9, 10, 11, and 12. So let's go ahead and start with number 9. Now, what type of function is this? This is an exponential function where the parent function is 2 to the power x. So the first step that you need to do is sketch the graph of the function y equals 2 to the power x minus 3. So let's start with that. After that, we will take care of the absolute value. But first of all, let's graph the transformed function y equals 2 to the power x minus 3. Now, this is an exponential function, so it has a horizontal asymptote of y equals k, which is 0 in this case. So let's start by sketching the horizontal asymptote. Now, let's start by creating our parent table. So if x is 0, y is 1. If x is 1, y is 2, because 2 to the power 1 is 2. Now I can see that there is an h of 3, so that means I need to add 3 to my x value. So 0 plus 3 is 3, and 1 plus 3 is 4, and that will be my new x value, and this is my y value. It did not change since I did not have an a value and I did not have a k value. So let's plot those points and sketch our graph. So 3, 1, that's going to be our first point. And then 4, 2, that's going to be at my second point. So let's start by sketching this graph. I'm going to start above the x-axis and continue. So I just took care of this part of the graph, which is y equals 2 to the power x minus 3. My second step is to take care of the absolute value of x. Now remember, if it's the absolute value of x, it means you have to replace the left side of the graph by a reflection of the right side. So we're going to start by erasing the left side of my graph, which is not letting me do that. So let me exit out and start all over. So I know that my points were 3, 1, and my other point was 4, 2. So I'm going to sketch it again, and I'm going to erase this part. Okay, so that's the first thing. I need to replace the left side by a reflection of the right side. So if this is 3, 1, the reflection is going to be negative 3, 1. So let's plot that point. And then if this is 4, 2, the reflection is going to be negative 4, 2. So let's sketch that point. And now let's connect. And that would be a reflection of the right side. So that's how the graph is going to look like. Let me make it a little bit more of a reflection. There you go. So remember, when you're giving something like that, first of all, you take care of the transformed function, and then you take care of the absolute value in that order. So let's move on to number 10. I'm going to tell you what the steps are, and I would like you to pause the video and try to sketch it on your own, and then play the video again to test whether you understand the concept or not. So the first step is to graph the transformed form, which is 3 over x plus 5. That's your first step. And then your second step is to take care of the absolute value. Now, as you can see, this absolute value is not only over x, but it's over the whole thing. So that's the absolute value of y. And remember, what do I do whenever I have the absolute around the whole function? I bounce up from the x-axis. Okay? So let's start by sketching our transformed form. Now, as you can see, this is a rational function, so it has two asymptotes, a horizontal asymptote of y equals k, which is 5 in this case, and the other one is x equal h, which is 0. So I'm going to start by sketching those two asymptotes. Okay. Now let's start with the parent table of 1 over x. Now if x is negative 1, y is negative 1. If x is 0, that does not exist. If x is 1, y is 1. So that's my x and y value. Now I do have an a of 3 and a k, so I need to multiply the y by 3 and then add a 5. So that will help me decide that my new points are going to be 2 and 8. The x value did not change since I do not have a b value or an h value. So let's plot those points. So that's negative 1, 2, and the other one is 1, 8, which is somewhere over here. Okay, now there's another way for you to sketch this. Since you know the asymptotes, you can start from where the asymptotes meet. Now this is a horizontal, a vertical stretch of 3, so you can go up 3 over 1, or you can go up 1 over 3, and that will help you know what your second point over here is, and you can do the same thing. So you can go down 3 over 1, or you can go down 1 over 3, and that will help you find your second one. You can definitely use this if you remember this from Algebra 2, or if you think you're going to forget this pattern, you can just simply use the parent table. So basically it's up to your preference what you like to do. You can use the pattern to sketch, or you can use the table. So there you go, I just sketched my transformed function. Now the second step is to look at the absolute value of y, which is bounce up from the x-axis. That means I need to bounce whatever is below the x-axis, I need to bounce it up. So I'm going to choose a different color. So this was going down, now it's going to go up. Okay, and yes, it will touch the horizontal asymptote, which is fine, because another name for the horizontal asymptote is the end behavior asymptote. So basically the ends of this graph cannot touch my asymptote, but the middle can go through it. It's fine. So that's how you sketch something in that form. Now let's move on to number 11. This looked like a quadratic function, so I'm not going to create a table. I'm going to just go off of the pattern I learned in Algebra 2. Or you can create a table. You start with y equals x to the power 2. You have an a value and a k value, so you can, after you create your table, you can multiply the y by 3 and then subtract 4. So there's no b or h value, so only the y is affected. So you can create your table, or you can use the pattern we learned. So the vertex is going to be 0, negative 4. I'm going to start with that. And I learned that if the a is 3, it means I need to multiply the pattern by 3. So usually the pattern is going up 1 and then up 3 and then up 5. Since a is positive, then this parabola is opening upward. So since the a value is 3, so I can multiply my pattern by 3. So that means I'm going up 3 and then up 9 and then up 15. So I'm going to fit as much as I can into this graph. So I'm going to go up 3 and then over 1. And then from those points, I'm going to go up 9 and over 1. So that would be my parabola. So you can use the pattern or the table, whatever works for you. Okay. Now after I sketched my transformed form y equals 3x to the power 2 minus 4, I need to take care of the absolute value. So the absolute value is around the x. That means you have to replace the left side of your graph with a reflection from the right side. So if I erase this and I reflect the right side, I can see that it's reflecting over itself. So really, whether you erase it or not is going to be exactly the same function or the same graph. So in this case, 3x to the power 2 minus 4, with the absolute value or without it, it's the same thing. Now remember, this is possible because the vertex is on the y-axis, so the axis of symmetry is really the y-axis, so it's reflecting over itself. So that would be my graph with no changes. Now let's move on to number 12. Now I can start by sketching my transformed form y equals absolute value of x minus 2 minus 3. So this is an absolute value, which is a v. So we're going to start with that, and then my second step is going to be taking care of the absolute value of y, because as you can see, the second absolute value is over the whole thing. So that's absolute value over the function f. Let's say if this is function f. So we'll take care of that in a minute. So let's start by sketching the absolute value function. Definitely you can start with a table, but this is an easy one, so I'm going to go off of the vertex, which is 2, -3. Okay, and then the A is 1 and the B is 1, so I can think that the slope is 1. And this is opening upward. Since the A is positive, so I'm going to count up 1 over 1 on either side, on both sides, and then up 1 again over 1. And I keep going up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, until I'm able to sketch my graph. Okay, so now let's take care of the y. Now, if the absolute value is around the whole function, that means I bounce up from the x-axis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reflect, first of all, my vertex. So this is my vertex. So it's 2, -3, so I'm going to reflect it to be 2, 3. So that means that my new graph is going to bounce up from the x-axis, and I'm going to erase whatever I have below. It's not letting me erase it, so let me take that out and sketch it again. So let's say that's my point, and that's my point, so that's going to be my V. Okay, so disregard that. So remember, whatever I had below the x-axis, I needed to bounce it up and reflect it. So that's going to be my new function. It looks like a W. So that's how you graph something in that format.